Okay, so you walk into the gym, you see all the machines, all the weights, and it's a lot. It can be super confusing. We're going to cut through all that noise today. We're diving into the actual science to figure out what makes an exercise really good for building muscle. And we're going to use a super simple framework from expert Jeff Nippard to do it.
So, I want you to think for a second about your own workout. Are the exercises you're doing really giving you the most bang for your buck? Or are you maybe just doing them because you've always seen other people do them? It's a really important question, and honestly, the answer might completely change the way you train.
Here's the secret. It's not about finding some magical list of best exercises. It's about understanding a simple three-part framework that you can use to judge any exercise. Think of these as your new golden rules for building a better workout. And here they are. It's basically a three-point checklist. First, the exercise has to create a ton of tension when the muscle is in a stretched position. Super important. Second, it just has to feel good on your joints. No grinding, no pain. And third, you need to be able to get stronger on it over time. That's progressive overload. If an exercise checks all three boxes, you've got a winner. All right, let's put this framework to the test. We're going to start with a muscle group that, let's be honest, a lot of people have a tough time growing, the hamstrings. And you might be surprised to find out that a super common exercise doesn't quite pass our test. So, on one side, you've got the lying leg curl. You see it in literally every gym. And on the other, the seated leg curl. Now, most people probably think they're pretty much the same thing, right? Well, according to our golden rules and the science, one of these has a massive advantage. And the data? Well, it speaks for itself. Check this out. A 12-week study put these two head-to-head, and the results are kind of wild. The group doing seated leg curls saw 1.5 times more hamstring growth. That is a huge difference for just changing from lying down to sitting up. So, what's going on here? The secret sauce is something called the pre-stretch. See, when you're sitting down, your hamstrings are already being pulled along at the hip. So before you even start the curl, there's already tension on the muscle. This totally nails our first golden rule, high tension in the stretch. The lying version just can't do that.
Okay, so now let's take these same ideas and apply them to a push day. And we're going to start by taking a closer look at what pretty much everyone considers the absolute king of chest exercises. Does it really deserve that crown?
The flat bench press. It's the classic. It's what everyone asks you about. But what if the incline bench press was actually a better all-around chest builder? Not just for your upper chest, but for the whole thing. This quote from Jeff Nippard summing up a study just says it all perfectly. Compared to flat bench, the incline press gave the same growth for the lower and mid chest, but better growth for the upper chest. So you're getting all the benefits of the flat bench, plus a little extra for the upper pecs. It's basically a free upgrade. All right, so we've talked about the big compound lifts, but what about the details? The smaller muscles that really make a physique pop, like your rear delts. How do we apply that all-important pre-stretch principle to them? So, just to make sure we're all on the same page, let's nail down this pre-stretch idea. All it means is that you're putting the muscle into a nice, long, stretched position before you even start to lift the weight. This just lets you create way more tension through the entire movement, which is exactly what we want for growth. And here is a fantastic pro tip that uses this idea. On the reverse pec deck machine, instead of sitting and facing forward like everyone else does, we're going to turn our body sideways. It sounds weird, but it completely transforms the exercise. So here's exactly how you do it. Turn your body 90 degrees so you're sideways to the machine. You'll do one arm at a time. Now reach all the way across your body until you feel this deep, deep stretch in the back of your shoulder. Then you just sweep the weight out. I'm telling you, the mind-muscle connection is unreal. It's a total game changer. Okay, moving on to triceps. We have to talk a little bit of anatomy here, but trust me, it's worth it. The long head is the biggest part of your tricep, and it's unique because it's the only one that crosses both your elbow and your shoulder. And that little fact changes everything about how we should train it. So, because it crosses the shoulder, the position of your arm really, really matters. To get a full stretch on that long head, your arm needs to be up over your head. Think overhead extensions. And to get a full, tight contraction, your arm needs to be behind your body, like in a tricep kickback. If you're not doing both, you're leaving gains on the table. All right, last stop, pull day. Let's use our framework to build a bigger back and biceps. Building an impressive back seems really complicated, but once you break it down into two main movements, it gets a whole lot simpler.
And it really just boils down to this. You've got your vertical pulls, so pull-ups, lat pull-downs. These are what give you that classic V-taper, that width. Then you have your horizontal pulls, think rows, and these are what build that dense 3D thickness. A truly great back workout needs both. It's non-negotiable.
Now here's a quick tip for your pull downs. If you really want to feel it in your lats, try switching to a closer neutral grip. But here's the key. Stop thinking about pulling the bar down. Instead, just think about one thing. Driving your elbows straight down and tucking them into your back pockets. You will feel your lats light up like never before. And of course, we can apply our stretch principle to biceps too. On a normal cable curl, it's hardest at the top. But try this. Raise the cable pulley up to about the same height as your hand. This little tweak makes the exercise hardest at the beginning of the lift, right in that stretched position. Plus, it nails our third rule because it's so easy to progressively overload with a cable.
So after going through all these different examples for legs, push, and pull, the real takeaway here isn't just a new list of exercises to try. It's about a bigger shift in how you actually think about your training. It all comes back to these 3 simple questions. For any exercise you do, just ask yourself, am I feeling a good stretch under tension? Does this feel okay on my joints? And can I see myself getting stronger at this week after week? If the answer is yes, yes, and yes, then you've got a fantastic exercise for you.
See, the goal isn't to find the perfect workout online. The goal is to build your own perfect workout. This framework gives you the tools to be your own coach, to make smart choices based on science and how things actually feel for your body. So with all this in mind, take a hard, honest look at your current routine. Based on our 3 golden rules, which exercise maybe isn't pulling its weight anymore? What's the first swap you're going to make? Thinking about that is the first step toward a smarter and way more effective workout.